Hi, you're watching Toysbackzen. This is just an update on some things I'm working on. If you watch my ReAction collection video, I was asking for your help to let me know what figures I should open, which ones should I keep on the card, or should I just open all of them? I didn't get any response, but I think I've come up with a decision. Most of the figures that I've opened are ones that the cards are not that exciting, and they're also figures that I really enjoy, and I have Kenner collections and other collections in that style that I wanted to put together. So here's my Aliens ReAction figures with my Kenner figures. Here's my Predator ReAction figures with my Predator. I think these are Kenner. Got my Terminator action figures with my Terminator guys. And here's just some random ones. All these were open except for Lilu from Fifth Element. So I put her on this random shelf of stuff. I'll probably find a better place for her later. And then I have this shelf. I really love this shelf. It's got Gremlins and Inspector Gadget. And this is one of my favorite figures from Lord of the Rings. And then I also put my Goonies ReAction figures there too. I also, if you saw my video of the biggest haul that I've ever purchased, I had this Rambo vehicle in it. It was pretty much had nothing with it, just a few things. And the guy that sold me the parts for the Eagle Island playset, he sold me most of the parts for this vehicle. The only thing I'm missing now is the hood. So that's awesome. This vehicle is really cool. I don't have any Rambo figures yet, but hopefully I can acquire some eventually. Here's some pickups that I got in the last couple weeks, mostly at Toys R Us. Actually, they're all from Toys R Us. I'm really excited about these Mego 8-inch figures. These are not vintage figures. These are reissue figures. We have a vintage collection Mandalorian figure. But I'm going to open up these Mego figures here and see what they're all about and see what kind of construction they have. Do they have the same construction as the vintage ones? And do they stand up to them? I only have one. This is the Salt Vampire. I only have one Mego 8-inch figure, and it was Spock. I've done a repair on that figure. I did a repair video. Check that out if you'd like to see it. It seems like he needs some friends, so we're going to open these guys up. We have the Salt Vampire from Star Trek, and I also have the Fly from the movie The Fly. If you want to read the back of this card, the art is really cool. I'm opening these up. I'm not planning on keeping them in the card. They're neat and everything, but I want to take them out and really review them. So let's open this up. Of course, they have soft goods. They have soft goods, and they have the quirkiness of the Mego figures from the 70s. It's interesting how the character has this burlap sack style thing on, then he's got this like fluffy onesie on. But that's what the character looked like in the TV show. So I just want to take all of his clothes off and just check the articulation of the figure. It says on the box, I think it says there's 14 points of articulation. And actually it's held together with a couple O-rings in there. That's weird. The weird thing is that the O-rings are twisted. So it actually doesn't stand very well because the hips want to twist backwards. That's weird. We'll look at the fly figure and see if that's the same. Maybe is that how they're making them? I guess they need to do that to keep the O-rings tight. But here's all the articulation. You can see here. I like the color of the figure. I like the style of it. The waist sucks. I don't like the waist at all. I think it was a poor decision on Mego to construct it that way. So I've put his clothes back on. Let's open up the fly and see what he looks like. I don't believe that there was ever any figures made for the movie The Fly. I don't ever recall that from the 80s. If you want to read this here, it has a really cool write-up on Marty Abrams and the people that did the clothes, the seamstress. I do like to keep most of my cards that are like this, especially when it has the artwork in the back. So the coat is cloth and the pants are cloth. He also has like a black flocking. And there you go. There's the O-rings in there. And again, there's two O-rings and they're twisted together. So I think that's a weird way to do it. I really like this figure. The coat opens up and it's held together with Velcro. And the pockets actually are open. You can actually put things in his pockets. Let's see if we can put something in it. I have this Nintendo bit for opening up Nintendo cartridges. Yeah, and it stays in his pocket nice. That's good. That's a cool touch actually, how they made the pockets. Now the whole figure is flocked, not just the head, but the chest, the arms, the hands, the feet, the legs, and check the back here, see if the Mego logo is in the back, and it is. That's good. Yeah, I really like these figures. They're cool. The fly figure, he's just going to go with my Star Trek figures. He'll just be an alien from Star Trek. I think it'll look great. I'm really pleased with these. Don't think I'll be collecting a lot of them. I just thought I saw them in the store and I thought they were cool. Depending on what kind of characters they come up with in the future, depends on whether I start collecting them or not. But I just wanted to get a couple of them and check them out. And I like them. And here's a shot of my ReAction Star Trek figures, my Galoob Star Trek figures, and then my original Mego 8-inch Star Trek Mr. Spock. And I also have my Mego 3 3/4 line. And this guy is ridiculous. I got him at McDonald's, and me and my kids, we always laugh because we have no idea what he's saying. I think he's saying Warp Tracer, but we're not sure yet. not going to say much about this Star Wars figure. He's from the vintage collection. Found him and I picked him up. And then we have the G.I. Joe Classified. I found this figure. This is the Baroness with her motorcycle. I found this in Toys R Us. Of course, they had the usual figures that are peg warmers now. And down on the bottom shelf, I wish I had video of it because it's hilarious. Down on the bottom shelf, they had the two Motu Origins figures that they usually have is Clamp Champ, and I think the other one was, I can't remember what the other figure is, but anyway, they were all faced up, and I noticed that there was only like one or two figures that were faced, and I looked in behind, and of course, I found this. And I'm pretty sure there's a Toys R Us employee that's pissed off because I found it and I bought it. Okay, so just went to Toys R Us today, and I've had the Star Wars Retro Collection on pre-order since November of 2000. And the company here in Ontario still has not shipped my order, and it was due for May, and here it is in July 2021. I've contacted them and they said, oh, well, Hasbro hasn't shipped it out yet. They're going to be shipping it soon. And that was probably over a month ago. Just went to Toys R Us, looking for G.I. Joe or whatever. And here I find Star Wars Retro Collection on the shelf. Not all of them, but I did get these two. And the thing that pisses me off is that you go on Toys R Us website and they say they don't have any of these in stock. Well, they don't know because they're probably gone by now. But not only were they there, but they were also hidden. And so I'm assuming that the employees are hiding Star Wars, G.I. Joe, probably the harder to get Origins, and it's pretty sad actually that collectors like myself who are not buying to resell, we just want to buy to put into our collection, we can't get them, can't get our pre-orders on time. And I also ordered a retro collection Boba Fett prototype that Toys R Us had in stock. It's supposed to be shipped out on July 2nd. I ordered two of them, and they gave me an email last week saying that they canceled my order. So I contacted them and I said, why did this happen? And they said there was an error, but they will be available on the 25th. And I'm like, well, why are you canceling my order? Why don't you just ship them out on the 25th? So I asked them to do that, and they said they would, but they also offered me a 40% discount on my next purchase, which I didn't use today because I want my figures. So I'm hoping that I will get my figures on the 25th of July, or at least see it shipped out. We'll see. Now that I'm home, we're going to take these figures out of the package and take a look at them. This is the first time I've had the retro collection figures from the Mandalorian show. First time I've had them. I've been waiting for them. So I found these in the store today. again, behind a couple Star Wars vehicles that were all faced up in the front, and they had 5 or 6 of them in the back. I always look in behind stuff. And this is IG-11. And again, these are retro figures, so they're styled like the 70s and 80s original Kenner figures, 5 points of articulation. There we go. You can look at him forward facing. He does have some paint apps. His head does turn. I do like the paint apps on his face. They're cool. And you can see some on his shoulders, on his straps on his chest. And then he's got a couple guns. These guns are pretty good. They're not rubbery like the usual ones. They're a little harder than the usual modern Star Wars stuff from Hasbro. And they fit in his hands very well. His hands are kind of in a C shape. They seem like they're just a circle, but they're actually they're not connected at the ends of the 2 claws or the 2 fingers. They actually open up. So if we can take this, I'll show you the blaster here a little closer. See there how his hand opens. That way actually you can get it in there, because the handle of the gun is actually kind of wide. So if that wasn't like that, it wouldn't have fit in his hand. So they thought about that, I think, a little bit. I don't know, he's okay. You know, he reminds me of the old vintage figure. It's the same kind of plastic. It's kind of, rubbery. And here we got Moff Gideon. Let's check this out. Let's open them up. And I'm opening these because I should be getting my pre-orders, hopefully someday. I've emailed the company that I did the pre-orders from, and this is my second time. I'm thinking that they're not all their pre-orders because of Cara Dune. Those figures are probably, well, I know that they're selling them for more now that they're not making any more Cara Dune figures anymore. I'm thinking that they've taken the pre-orders and they're holding on to them and waiting for everybody to cancel their pre-orders because they're not going to get them. So here we have this figure. I like how his cape comes off like the vintage ones. He's got some nice paint apps on him, and he does have a likeness to the character from the show. Again, the style of the vintage 5 points of articulation. Here is the vinyl cape. It's really nice. I really like it. It reminds me of the vintage ones. And he stands really well. Now he came with a couple weapons, of course. He's got a lightsaber, and he's got a gun, a blaster. Now the lightsaber in the movie was kind of like a silver, kind of white silver color. And this, if you look at the details, you can see there's details on the hilt. It's almost like a see-through, a dark gray see-through color. You won't be able to see it in the video, but maybe I can get a light and we'll shine it through there. And then here's some details on the blaster. And I know the first retro figures, the from reviews I've watched, the weapons didn't fit in their hands very well, but these seem to fit nice and snug. And I love these figures. I really will continue to collect these as they come out. As long as they're new figures. If they're just the old vintage ones and the same characters, I didn't bother with the first or second wave except for the Luke Skywalker in the X-Wing uniform. But if they keep bringing these figures out with, new characters and stuff like that, but in the 5 points of articulation, I will continue to collect them for sure. There you go. You should be able to see through it with the light. I think that's a really nice touch that they gave us for these figures. Very nice. And then I have one more thing to show you today. This is a package I got from Amazon. I said I was never going to buy collectible figures from Amazon again because every time I get them, they get crushed. And I know, but this I got months ago. I actually totally forgot about it. I got home from Toys R Us and my wife told me I got a package in the mail from Amazon. She thought it was a figure and I was like, sweet, which one is it? This is the Metropolis figure, Maria. And the card is destroyed. Just like I told you in the other videos that I've been showing you from Amazon purchases. Like I said, probably a month ago, but I bought this a few months ago. I was never going to buy on Amazon again. And I did before I said that. And this is the reason why. I've contacted the seller and I've also contacted Amazon. And I want my money back. I didn't know where this was coming from. It didn't really tell me when I purchased it. I didn't realize it was coming all the way from the UK. I knew it was going to take a while for it to come. I didn't know why. Anyway, very disappointed. Never buy these figures again. Ever. I will never buy another adult collectible from Amazon ever again or Toys R Us and have it shipped to my house because this is what you get. It says adult collectible on the card. You think that they would understand. And this was supposed to come from a third-party toy collectible type of store. So they should know better. And I even paid shipping on it. It wasn't free shipping because it wasn't a Prime thing. So anyway, I love the card. I really love the figure. It was a sci-fi movie. Probably one of the earliest sci-fi movies. And this figure was kind of like a Frankenstein kind of character, but kind of a robot, more of a robot. And you can clearly see where Lucas got his idea for C-3PO from this design. This is from Fritz Lang's 1927 opus Metropolis. Features the beautiful robot Maria, made in the image of beloved young workers' rights activists. The robot Maria assumes the true Maria's identity and urges Metropolis workers into a violent revolt. You could always go on YouTube. There are videos of people talking about the show or the movie. It's really fascinating how this design came from 1927. And I just think it's an amazing figure. I think there's no paint apps on it. It's just one color. It's gold. Well, it's just a really cool figure, and it's just a really neat part of my collection. I do love ReAction figures, and I do collect them, and I just needed to have this one. There's one more ReAction figure that I'd really like to get that has been it was out years ago, is the Rocketeer, I think, from the Rocketeer movie. That would be a cool figure to get. I don't have that one yet, but I do plan on getting it. And I was on Super 7's website last night looking at other figures that are be fun to get. I would love to get some of the Iron Maiden figures that they have, the 3 3/4 ones. And there's a couple more that would be fun to get. And I'll probably just buy them for now on from Super 7. I'm not sure if their prices are the same if you buy it directly from Super 7 or if you buy it from another toy shop somewhere. I've seen them pretty cheap sometimes, a lot cheaper than Super 7 selling them for. It just looks like C-3PO to me, really, the idea of it. But obviously it is a different figure. It has a different feel to it. It has a different look to it. It's a female figure. It's a female character. And I'm really happy with it. Hopefully this figure does not have gold plastic syndrome, because it looks like it's that kind of plastic that it's made from, which is why I wanted to keep it in the card. I don't know. Can I contact them and get them to send me a new one? And then, I don't want to send this back to them and have to pay shipping to send it back all the way to the UK. So, I don't know. We'll see. So, that's my thoughts on that. I hope you enjoyed that. That's just a whole bunch of updates of what I'm doing, what I've purchased, what I've done to the collection. So, thanks for watching. I'm Toysbackzen. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like the video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and leave a comment down below and tell me your thoughts on the retro figures, the Metropolis figure, or even the movie. I'd love to learn more about it. And what are your thoughts on those reissue Mego figures? See ya.